is 3rd and 5. Hurts. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
Throwing to start the drive. Marshall steps away to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. You look at this Browns defense. They were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
No matter what coverage was called, they were in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. I mean, they were running the routes with them. Turned out, they were right there on every single ball thrown and came away with 5 interceptions.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now that sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Back to throw. Marshall. And a quick throw here. That's complete. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a 3rd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. He'll get a couple of yards on the keeper, but it's going to lead to a 4th down. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So this time the protection holds up for him just fine, and he's able to bang it through.
I think their special teams coach got the point across. He gave him a pretty good earful after the block earlier, and this time there's no penetration, so they're able to pick up 3.
So after the made field goal, 10-0 here early as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
2nd and 10. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And shouting through the tackle. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives them a new set of downs.
That's about what you would expect since they're so efficient on picking up 3rd downs in the top 5 in the NFL. It's all a mindset, and I guarantee you, it started in the offseason. 3rd down's important to them. They find a way to pick them up at a very good clip.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards.
Seems like all the fireworks in this first quarter have been on the other sideline, but here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
They'll run on first down. Cooper. Down to about the 32.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. 10-0 the score after one on EA Sports. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. A give for Walker running right. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Walker with another carry. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Here's Hurts to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown number 15 on the year. And the Browns have cut it back within a score.
Hey, you're down on the scoreboard, but now your offense is in close, and this is where, as a quarterback, you say, I've got to make a play here. Doesn't matter whether it's a pinpoint throw or a scramble like this one. He takes matters into his own hands and delivers a touchdown run.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me, because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these two teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So from second and long, now we go to third and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And they'll use him out in the backfield and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
They go play action here on 1st down. On the move to his left. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. This is caught at the 20. And they finally bring him down, but he reaches the 16. It's a big play there for Vegas. 46 yards.
And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has 2 options. Cut off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
And I think the ball's out, and this is going to get out of bounds through the end zone, and that will go as a turnover as the defense will get it at the 20-yard line.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Boy, left that first defender grasping at air as he winds up getting a full 8 yards on that play. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
This has been a recurring theme tonight for sure. Nowhere to run. Back to the line of scrimmage, that's all. Here's 2nd and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well. He'll look to throw. Throw out wide to Walker. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
A lot of times the key is just get him the ball and let him do his thing, and they got it out to him on the left side, and he did exactly that. Excellent run after the catch.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 27. Now a give right side. It's Cooper, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 12, Hurts eluding the pressure right. It's complete to Brown, right side. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch, not much yardage afterwards.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And his kick is good. And that will knot us up at 10. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. That's going to be taken at the goal line, and he'll return it. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
Let's go now.
Throwing to start the drive. Marshall buying time to his left. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
2nd and 3. Flushed out right. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And they do finally get him, but he takes it to the 25. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Flush to his right. And his throw is incomplete.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. 2nd and 10. We're all knotted up at 10, but it appears that may change soon. Only question is, will they have to settle for 3? Looking to throw. Marshall. They'll find Ayuk open right side. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Brandon Ayuk, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Raiders have taken the lead.
Everybody likes to see the long ball thrown, but when you throw it underneath and you see someone catch the ball, secure it, make their moves, and then turn it into bigger plays, that's a lot of fun to watch as well.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes it a 17-10 score. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Browns drive about to get started. They find themselves down 17-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Part of what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Now a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. That's going to be caught by Judy. They showed off the athletic juke. Good little gain there. Not a whole lot of real estate, but a nice carry. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And that will be incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here in their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. They'll try and throw for it here. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That's caught inside the 20. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Well, he worked his way quite a bit in this first half, and with good reason. You can see it there. He has such a handful defensively. Just too hard to keep him under wraps, and delivers a big play here for this offense.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
In the red zone, precision is the watchword. If the throw's a little too early, too late, maybe off a little bit, going to be a good chance that any attempt is going to be a contested one, and that one falls incomplete.
On 2nd and 10, Hurts. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
On that snap, he's a hero of his defense up to the play he just made. A 1-possession game, and his hit kept it exactly that.
And his kick here is good. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this 1-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And this throw will be intercepted.
And the Browns are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy. I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Got to be careful here, backed up this deep on third down. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. The Browns send out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Taken right around the 44. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Browns 13.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback, and the third quarter will start from the 30. The Cleveland offense ready to go.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far in the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Out of the gun now on third down. This short pass into the hands of Njoku. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on third down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a first down.
They're going on fourth down with Hurts. And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game.
First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Throwing to start the drive. Marshall. And he's got his big tight end here. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. Back to throw. Marshall. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Looking to throw. Marshall.
Got a man. That's Ayuk.
They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Escaping the pressure right. Here as he's taken down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
So a good kick that time, and that might help to get the negative thoughts out of the mind from that earlier block.
Especially since this was not a chippy, so he had to get that one out kind of low. But his line does a nice job of protecting, and he's able to convert for 3.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Their own 30-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
In motion, the tight end.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 40 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Hasn't had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And they'll come up 2nd and 7. Throwing is Hurts.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down. Back to throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line.
You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is.
He's got him in. Complete. And all the way up to the 41-yard line.
It's a big play there for Vegas.
41 yards. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Marshall.
He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk.
A gain of 8 there on the play, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
8 yards.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
Yeah, looks like they'll move things around here.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Operating from the gun, Marshall. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it's going to be third down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Complete to Stewart, right side. Only able to gain a couple there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
A second field goal here in this 3rd quarter, and his 3rd of the game so far.
He's been an important part of the offense, that's for sure, and they may need him again before this one's said and done. So I would treat him like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. Leave him alone and let him focus.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
58 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
No gain on the play there. 2nd down. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Here's Hurts to throw. Over the middle, complete to Judy.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
With a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
The Browns on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 10.
Hurts. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
He's into space past the 25.
And down to the 19-yard line. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And Walker has it. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Ken Walker
from 19 yards away.
And the Browns have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
Now for the point after. And the lead is down to a field goal now.
Makes the score Raiders 23, Browns 20.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10.
And he did not want to go down there as he carries tacklers for a solid gain of 9.
And that's just an ideal run to start this drive because they're in full ball control mode now. So if you keep ripping off 7, 8, 9 yards of carry, you're going to have a great chance of finishing off this game.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
And this is exactly what you're looking to do offensively. If you can start stringing some runs together like this, you'll keep churning out first downs, and that's going to put you in a great position to carry this one home.
And some pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44.
That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Past the 20, and they move this all the way down to the 9.
71 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point.
That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg, and get the quarterback out on the corner and give him a little run pass option.
And they're right down here looking for 6. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
And they'll run again. But he will lose yardage here. Back to the 4-yard line.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring it up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word, put it in bold. Here we go. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Defense keeps him out of the end zone there. Now, will they go for it? And if so, can they do it one more time?
Yeah, I just don't know if it's worth it going for it, because what we've seen from the defense so far, every gap is taken care of. Everyone is sound in their coverage. No one is breaking free.
Touchdown, Raiders! A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Raiders get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index, because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20.
The Browns drive about to get started.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. Open man, he completes it to Judy.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Jerry Judy.
68 yards.
And the Browns are back within a score.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Extra point splits the uprights, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now last drive so successful with the ground game. And he loses the football a second time. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble. Even though he recovered his own fumble, you know how much he hates to put the ball on the ground. He's going to be frustrated with himself.
And what do you think the time frame was from the time the ball escaped his grasp to him getting it back? It didn't take that long, right?
Right.
To him, it probably felt like hours because he's agonizing, like, I've got to get this football back. Able to get it done.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. The Raiders on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Now that's a big pickup right there, and so often we focus on how the quarterback's faking up play action. How about everyone being in on the deal and picking it up?
Second and third levels, you could see them trying to recover. They bit. Worked out offensively. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball.
And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
You'll forgive me if I get excited about what we just saw there, won't you? I know I'm supposed to be neutral here, but those were terrific plays back-to-back defensively. They know what the mission is. They've got to force a punt here if they want to have a chance to win the game.
They absolutely do. Steps 1 and 2 done. Now they need this third step. Rolling to his left.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a first down, threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary, incomplete pass. One of these quarterbacks going to learn, you don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And this will be covered up. Pretty good result. It'll be down at the 14-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Here's 2nd down. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
Shoves him aside. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here.
Back to throw. Forced out to his left.
And he is going to get out of bounds with the first down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
They're not out of it yet, but in order to come back, they need to play clean football the rest of the way. He makes the correct read there, passing on challenging a blanket coverage and getting the first down with his legs instead.
They'll look to throw. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a nonstop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
Back to throw.
And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over in that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
eluding the pressure right.
He's got his running back out of the backfield.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 29-yard line. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2.
Final minute, one timeout remaining. 1st and 10.
He's back to throw. That's going to be caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They've got a chance to strike.
Now 1st and goal.
Back to throw again. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute.
CD, that was an all-or-nothing drive to win this football game, and they rose to the occasion to take the lead here in the waning moments.
And how about how they got it done? No timeouts left. They take it downfield, execute perfectly, and get it done. Now they don't leave their opponent with a heck of a lot of time on the clock.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. This is 1st and 10. They're going to get this outside. Oh, this could be a double pass. And the throw's going to be caught. And he will finally be shoved out of bounds down at the 30-yard line. And I believe the referee's been buzzed. Yeah, they want to take another look at this call, and it's certainly a big one here late in a tight game. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw, as this play will stand as is.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Here's 1st and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked off by Martin Emerson. And the Browns have just about sewn up this football game. So a costly INT in the end zone, no less, puts the brakes on their potential scoring drive.
So many teams stick with the passing game down near the goal line because they see it as an extension of what they do between the 20s. But as we said many, many times, the further you drive, the more the field shrinks. And that was a nice job of making a play on the football and coming away with the interception.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter, both offense and defense.